Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining our tutorial today. This is Jingbo Shang from UC San Diego. Together with Dr. Meng Jiang from University of Notre Dame, we are going to dive deep into the scientific text mining in knowledge graphs. As we all know that we are now in a big data era, every second we are generating tons of data. For example, now in this talk, we are generating data in the forms of audio, video, picture, and text. It is very important to analyze and understand all these big data and then organize them into structured knowledge and insights. This goal has been pursued by generations of data researchers. There are many methods have been developed for the structured data or semi-structured data. This type of data includes networks, charts, and tables. On the other hand, there are massive amounts of unstructured text data lying there waiting for us. So where are these text data? Text data is everywhere in our daily life, including news articles, social media posts, business and finance reports, scientific papers, and medical records. Their volume itself is massive, but more importantly, it keeps growing. So it's really difficult to ask human experts to read through all these articles, understanding what's going on, and distill the knowledge. Even you can recruit a large number of experts, the cost will be expensive. So it becomes necessary to develop automated models and let the machines to digest this information in an efficient and effective way. Our goal here is to develop a series of automated models to turn the unstructured text data into structured knowledge and insights. There are many traditional methods can achieve the same goal, but they rely on extensive annotations from domain experts. For example, if you want to working on the biomedical domain, probably you have to recruit some clinicians to do the annotation. The annotation process here will be time-consuming and expensive. So what we want to achieve here in this tutorial is we want to find some automatic way to turn the unstructured text data into structured knowledge and insights. The automatic here means we want to use the public knowledge base only without any additional human annotations. So in this way, we can reduce the human annotation effort to a minimum amount. Let's look at the example, a scientific example about the BioNLP. So this is kind of the visualization about what kind of tasks or tools we have or database we have in the biomedical domain. So you can see there are quite a lot of things we can do in this specific domain. Let me give you a more concrete example. So because of this COVID-19 pandemic, all our meetings, conferences, works, most of them becomes virtual online. So let's take a closer look at the COVID-19 research. So if you look at this figure, these plots, you will realize, okay, actually as the time goes on, there are way more research related to COVID-19 are published over the time. So this growing amount of the COVID-19 papers at PubMed poses challenges to the biomedical researchers that how can you understand all these articles in time? How can you follow all these trends for the COVID-19? Because this virus is changing over the time. So it calls for some automatic tools to annotate these scientific articles. For example, this name entity recognition and typing, it can help you to mask or highlight where are these entities and where are these relationships maybe for the next step. So it can give you some idea to construct the knowledge graph for the COVID-19 research. So this is an example knowledge graph constructed by the AI tool. Every node here is an entity recognized by the tool, and every edge here represents some relationship between some entities. For example, it may have some relationship like one drug may possibly cure one disease, one gene will be related to some disease, or a few genes, they are correlated to each other. This is a very flexible and a powerful representation that we can use as an intermediate form to bridge the extracted structure from the raw text data and the eventual goal of the knowledge and insights. You can do a lot of representation learning here to put every node into the hidden space. We can also try to capture the different relationships differently. So this is a very powerful way to model the knowledge and insights. There's another classical biomedical application is drug repurposing. It could take 10 years to let a drug get approved from the scratch. But it's possible that there might be some existing drug. They may have some surprisingly good effects for certain disease. This is a drug redirecting task. So by analyzing all this literature, maybe we will find some new relationship between drugs and diseases. In this way, we can then understanding there are some potential usage of existing drug. So this makes the drug redirection possible. We have divided the tutorial into 2 chapters today. The first chapter focusing on how can we extract structures from scientific papers. We will talk about phrase mining, concept recognition or name entity recognition. How can we leverage the neural language model, which is really trendy and hot recently in this scientific text mining scenario, and how can we extract relationship with the conditions, and how can we find the experimental evidence from these articles. In the second chapter, we will focus on constructing and learning scientific knowledge graphs. We will start with the taxonomy construction and then looking into the knowledge graph construction and think about how can we use this knowledge graph, constructed knowledge graph, for literature search and scientific text generation. That's an overview of our tutorial, and now let's dive into the details.